New Year. Happy New Year. Hello and welcome. Okay, this is a video all about you starting the new year right. And so, what I'm going to do instead of pulling cards is I have written down a list of things that have really helped me handle anything that comes up in my life and also live with more joy, live with more peace. And so I'm going to go through those. And so, what you might want to do is get a pen and paper, and then you can write them down as I'm going through them. Anything that you think that's what I want to try. I think that sounds so good. So, how are you doing? I've just been inside all day, and I am not even going to go out. And I'm just doing some things. I'm writing, I'm journaling, I'm thinking about what I want next year to be like for me, and I'm doing some cards, and I'm just really enjoying a peaceful, joyful moment with myself. Now, you might be going out to a party and think that's like the funnest thing and really want to do that. So everybody's different. I want you to do what feels really good and right for you, right? Okay, let's start. So one thing I am going to do is write out a list of things that I do not want to carry into 2025 with me. And you've heard about burning the list, right? And some things like that are limiting doubts and beliefs that certain things are not possible, worry and fear about, because everybody's different. Like, we have different worries and fears. We have different things so I want you to be specific to you, right? These are just some ideas. Be specific to you. You could be focusing on, I'm going to let go of this job and move into finding a new job that is more fulfilling for me. So I'm asking for guidance and help, and I'm letting go of the fear and doubt that I won't be able to do this. Things like that. Like, really think about it. You don't have to do a lot. You can do 3 things. You can do 5 things. Do whatever feels right for you. Don't have a certain specific expectation and try to be perfect, because it's got to come from your heart, right? It's got to come from your heart. So I'm going to be doing that in a little bit, and then just burn it. And it's kind of like a ceremony telling God's source, this is what I'm choosing to let go of, right? And then what I want you to remember is, so if you're watching these videos every single day and every morning, perfect, because we do the grounding meditation, we do the breathing. I want you to do that every day, whether you watch the video or not. And you can go outside and stand in barefoot just for a few minutes, go on the grass, go on your, I have like bricks out there. Or if you live in a warmer place, then you can go to the beach or whatever, right? Like, try to do some sort of grounding, and the breathing helps you ground too, plus stepping outside. And I also talked about those dark black rocks, like that crystals you can buy, like black onyx, obsidian, tourmaline, that you can buy and hold in your hand while you're breathing and grounding, and they will help calm your body too. They will help calm your body. So those are good things also. And then, like I said, the breathing is so important. Do some of the breathing in the morning, do some of the breathing at night. And even when you're driving in your car, I used to do it all the time. And I still do sometimes when I'm driving in my car. I'm like, oh, this is the perfect time for me. And it helps you calm down in traffic and helps you enjoy your ride to work or wherever you're going more. Just keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open. And don't watch mainstream media. Now, it is so easy. I don't watch it and haven't watched it for years. But if someone in your life watches a lot of it, and if it's on in the background and you find yourself getting caught into it, I want you to, this is where you use your power and your willpower and your strength, because you have it, to say, no, I'm not watching it. I don't need to watch it. Anything I can find, it's mostly all lies anyways. They exaggerate everything. They make everything sound way more fearful than it is. They tell you exactly what they want you to hear, disconnect you from yourself, from your true power, from your higher source. So cut that off, because you don't need to know it. You can find some spiritual people to follow, or whatever you want to follow on YouTube, that give positive messages every day. So find something else to follow that is more positive. Also, start to connect to yourself more inside by the journaling, or by just sitting, asking yourself questions, like asking. And remember, I showed you the pendulum. I'm going to get my pendulum here. Woo. Now, you may not believe in something like this, and you don't have to, right? So if it's not what you want to do, you don't have to do. But I have my pendulum, and you get to know which way is yes or no. I'm not going to explain how to use a pendulum. but I can ask myself questions and it'll give me answers, and it helps me to tune into the real internal me, the real higher self me, and what my heart really wants. And you can also do muscle testing, fingers like this, right? One in here. And it's like, is this job the best thing for me? And if it breaks fast, that usually means no. If it seems to hold together, that means yes. So you can also Google and look on YouTube for muscle testing, how to do muscle testing. That is another tool that can help you really tune into you. And then you say, oh, does that really feel right? Does that answer really feel right? Yeah, it came to me so fast. Because the first thing, when we ask ourselves a question, the first thing that comes to mind super duper fast is usually the truth, the right thing. So I want you to practice this year. Really getting to know what's your truth inside, because that is the best thing to follow. You're always going to, that's going to lead you towards your truth and towards your happier and higher self life. Okay. Set routines. If we don't do something like this first thing in the morning, you probably won't do it throughout the day. Don't say, oh, when I have time today, then I will come and watch this video, or then I will do my breathing. No, you wake up in the morning, if it might even be 10 minutes earlier than normal, because you're going to do this in the morning. You know this is what you want to do. It's important to you. It helps you ground. It helps you get your breathing right. It helps you be more conscious. And you have a more peaceful, conscious, and joyful day, right? So set routines like that. Sometimes people, like I said, when I was driving to work, I would always do my breathing as I was driving to work and then driving home from work. So you can set those as routines too. When I get into my car, this is what I do on my way home, so that you have another couple times during the day when you are practicing your breathing. Don't talk, complain, rant, get caught up with others. As often as possible, don't do that. And talk about how bad things are. Oh my God, how worried you are about what could be happening, how terrible this thing is that everybody saw in the news, and get caught up in all of that. And yesterday I did a video on how emotions affect your DNA, your cells, your health, right? Huge. You don't want to get caught up and exaggerate and get all emotional about things that maybe you can't do anything about in the moment, or that may not even be true, or haven't even happened yet, or have happened in the past, and there's now nothing you can do about it. It's just purely a waste of time, and it affects your body at a cellular level. So focus. This year I'm focusing on my health, my emotional health, my spiritual health, my physical health, mind, body, spirit. Okay. Feel your emotions, release them, and surrender. So it's not about stuffing them down. Remember, when you stuff emotions down, you're condensing them and they turn into matter. Remember, I talk about that. Inflammation, tumors, whatever. I think about that, but I don't focus on it. It's just like, okay, so I'm choosing to feel the emotions that need to come up, cry through them, and release them. Now find time to do that, right? You don't, and believe me, it's fast once you start. It doesn't mean you're going to be a basket case for 2 hours. You will be surprised at how you can move through them once you give them a voice, give them space to express, because this is your self within that needs to express something. Bring it up, let it go, release, and that's healthy for your body. Don't focus on the past. Regrets, shame, what I should have done. Why did someone do that to me? Why would they do that? That is a waste of your energy. It's just going to zap your energy. You can do nothing about it now. It is done. If there is something you can do about it, or you get to apologize to someone, or get to now say something, then say it now, right? Also, don't spend a huge amount of time worrying about the future, because the future hasn't happened yet. Remember, you choose your timeline. You choose what happens to you. Why not? Whether it happens or not, at least you're giving something more of a chance if you're focusing on what you desire instead of what you don't desire. If you continually focus on what you're worried about and what you don't desire, what you don't want to happen, you are just going to bring that into being. A worry is a prayer to God about something you don't want to happen. So don't do that. Remind yourself every day that you can handle anything that comes up. You are strong, you are powerful. You have lived this long. You can handle anything. You will handle anything. The support will be there when you need it. Just ask for your invisible support, God, source, universe, your physical support, the people in your life, or search for support, guidance, be shown the way, right? Decrease stress every day. And that is just being conscious too. Am I letting this build my stress? Am I letting this get out of proportion? Am I focusing too much on the bad things? Right? You are doing it to yourself. We often say, that person's stressing me out. You are allowing that person to stress you out. You are allowing your body to go into a stress response over and over again. So it's about training your body not to go into the stress response, but also that requires you not to think those certain thoughts. You'll find they're automatic. So then you just stop and say, okay, I see I want to go back into that. I'm choosing not to. What do I choose to think instead? How do I choose to feel instead? Let's just take some breaths, bring myself to neutral, connect with your body, connect with your heart, be in the moment, in that moment. Find a hobby or something creative to do with your hands, or that can get you in a nice flow state, right? Get us out of our head into our heart flowing. So, coloring is something that's super easy and very cheap, right? Coloring, knitting, crocheting. Um, I make jewelry, right? Making jewelry, maybe pottery or sculpting. You can get clay that you can just bring home and you can sculpt things with it and let it dry or bake it in your oven and paint it, right? Whatever you think, oh, that would be really cool, go to Michael's, go to a craft store. Find something that you can either do right at home or go to a class, something that'll help you come into yourself, be more creative, be in that flow state where you're not focusing on all the worries, the fears and stuff, and just being fully in the present moment and enjoying what you're doing and seeing yourself create something. Write out positive statements. Let's say if you know yourself, your mind goes blah, blah, blah. If you write even down 5 statements you want to start saying every single day, just to get in that positive state. So if you're working on self-love, right, then you would make a statement having to do with self-love. I'm now choosing to love and accept myself fully and completely for who I am. And when you say, I'm now choosing to, it feels different than, I love and accept myself, I'm just perfect. Because if you don't believe that, that's not going to feel good. So I'm now choosing to love and accept myself for exactly who I am. If that feels good to you, write that statement down. So I want you to write down about 5 statements, put them on a piece of paper, and then every morning that could be part of your morning routine. You could just connect to your heart, hold the paper in one, and say those statements, right? Before you, in the morning and then again at night, and more times if you want. But this helps to ground you, center you, putting in those positive messages of things you know you want to work on for yourself. Do not get caught up in fear and worry. We talked about that. No matter what is on the news, no matter what is being told to you, no matter what people say at work, it hasn't happened yet. Okay, and we can handle anything. See, the world is changing so much now, but things are coming up to blow up things, to the tower moment, to get things crazy so they can be released and cleared. When we're clearing things, especially in our house, we may have to pull everything into one room. And it looks like a big mess and a big disaster. But then once we start sorting and throwing out what doesn't work anymore and what isn't right for us and taking it away, and then organizing what we have left that we love, then things will seem better. Then we will know, oh, this was worth it. And that's what's going to be happening in this next year. We will see how things are worth it, but it's not going to feel good to go through some things. Be more conscious of your words, your thoughts. Just what, like I was saying, oh, I hear myself putting myself in a stress state by saying those words, thinking those thoughts. Stop it, right? Just breathe. What do I now choose? What do I now choose instead? What do I now choose instead? And even if you just want to say love, 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 focus on love, 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 love. I choose to love. I choose to come from love, love, love. Right? That you just want to repeat something so that your mind is focused on the good words and thoughts so that you're no longer focusing on the stuff that's bringing you down. And habits. I'm going to talk about this. This is the last thing. There could be many more, but this is the last thing I'm going to talk about. What habits are you doing, things you're doing that do not serve you anymore, that are like, you know what, I got to stop doing that. Just pick one for the next 2 weeks and stop doing it for the next 2 weeks. Don't say forever. Just say, I'm going to not do this for the next 2 weeks. Could be eating too much chocolate, could be eating late at night, could be drinking alcohol, whatever you want it to be. And then pick something you're going to do. One thing you're going to do for the next 2 weeks. Let's say I want to walk every day. I want to go for a walk every day. Or I want to do my breathing every day. Like, do that, right? Write that down and really commit to that for 2 weeks and say, for 2 weeks, I'm absolutely positively committing to this every single day. I am, just for 2 weeks, okay? This is what you're going to do. Okay, those are my tips for this coming up year. I wish you all an absolutely amazing 2025. Know that I will be here with you every single day as we're going through this to remind you that you can handle everything. Get doing these little habits of taking better care of you and spending time for you, on you. And that way you're going to be so much better for someone else. And I would love if you share these videos, if you let other people know if you like these. Give me a like, make sure you subscribe, and tune in every day the best you can. I will be here. Make sure to ask me questions in the comments. Let me know what else you want me to talk about or cover, because that way then I know I'm doing my best for you. All right. Have an amazing evening, day, night, whenever you're watching this, and I will see you in the next video.